Car facts, into cars trending and news.
What you might not know, or even believe, is just how sought after the Ferrari brand truly is. How impactful Ferrari has been on the history of the luxury sports car industry, and unlikely the events that have led to the creation of this household name. The next time you hear the rev of a Ferrari engine on your morning commute, you'll know that the driver has more than just a fast, shiny car that costs a fortune to insure. You'll know you're driving next to history in motion. Whether you're here in admiration for your favorite sports car brand, or you're hoping to grab a few more interesting facts to throw around to impress your friends, we hope you enjoy these 10 incredible facts about Ferrari. Number 1. Enzo Ferrari's path to creating Ferrari involved World War I, racing, and swine flu. In the early 1900s, Enzo Ferrari's family operated a metal engineering plant, and Enzo was serving in World War I with the Italian army. However, this was all about to change due to a descendant of the more recent H1N1 swine flu. The 1918 Spanish flu pandemic was one of the most significant disease outbreaks in human history. It's estimated that nearly half of the Earth's population became afflicted with the flu at that time, and anywhere between 20 million to 100 million deaths occurred as a result of that outbreak. This pandemic unfortunately claimed the lives of both Enzo's father and brother in 1916. In 1918, Enzo was pulled away from his duties as a blacksmith and mule schuler in the army due to an infection with the lethal H1N1 Spanish flu himself. Enzo was luckily able to fend off the illness, but upon his return to his hometown of Modena, Enzo discovered that his family business was dissolved, likely due to the pandemic. This led to Enzo seeking work outside of his trade. After being turned down by Fiat, Enzo was brought to a small car maker, CMN, as a test driver. About a year later, his friend got him a job with a company that would forever be linked with the name Ferrari, Alfa Romeo. Enzo's 10 years of racing for Alfa Romeo gave him the experience and inspiration to start his own racing team, Scuderia or stable, Ferrari. However, due to Enzo's exiting agreement with Alfa Romeo, a car would not wear the true Ferrari badge for another 4 years. During that 4-year period, Enzo created Auto Avio Costruzioni to create plane parts for the Italian government. It wasn't until 1947 when the first Scuderia Ferrari was manufactured. Number 2. The first Ferrari car. The first car patched with the yellow and black Ferrari emblem was the Ferrari 125S. The 125S was powered by a 1.5-liter 12-cylinder engine. With his past experience as a racer, Enzo's passion lied deeper with his racing team than his car manufacturing company. Enzo constructed and sold his automobiles to fund his racing team. His begrudged efforts would serendipitously manifest into what would become arguably the most powerful brand in the world. Number 3. Only 2 models of the very first Ferrari were produced. Because Enzo was so focused on his stable of racers, he didn't initially emphasize his garage of for-sale automobiles. Thus, Ferrari only produced 2 models of this inaugural vehicle, the Ferrari 125S for its race team. It made its racing debut in 1947 at the Piacenza circuit with driver Franco Cortez. Fuel pump failure forced the Scuderia Ferrari team to pull out of the Piacenza circuit while in the lead. Despite this ominous debt, Enzo referred to the race as a promising failure. Ferrari was justified in his optimism, as the 125S went on to win the Rome Grand Prix later that year and finished its racing career with 6 total wins and 13 appearances. The Ferrari 125S lived a short and fiery life. One would assume that its significance as the first ever true Ferrari branded vehicle ever made, that it would warrant the highest degree of attention and intrigue from the gearheads around the globe. However, the 125S never made it out of Italy or the year of 1947. Both versions that were manufactured were scrapped to make newer racing models for the burgeoning Scuderia Ferrari race team. Number 4. 1963 Ferrari 250 GTO sells for a record 70 million. Due to the flash and fizzle lifespans of the 125S, it doesn't hold the highest regard among Ferrari fans. The title for the most iconic Ferrari is the 250 GTO. What Enzo Ferrari developed through his efforts to fund his race team is what Brand Finance estimates is the most powerful brand in the world today. Whether it's merchandise or marketing collateral, car fanatics can't get enough or pay enough for anything with the iconic yellow badge with a prancing horse on it. At the top of any Ferrari hobbyist wish list is a 250 GTO. So much so that in June of 2018, a 1963 Ferrari 250 GTO sold at auction for a record $70 million. The purchaser, WeatherTech CEO David McNeil, was likely swayed by the car's illustrious past. The serial number can be traced back to a former Tour de France road rally winner, with other performances in races throughout Europe and Africa. The record-breaking purchase for a classic car surpassed the previous record of $35 million that was made for, wait for it, another 250 GTO. Number 5. Ferrari virtually created Lamborghini. Federico Lamborghini was known for his mechanical mastery on Italian Air Force planes during World War II. His knack for fixing engines and military experience led him to start as an entrepreneur after the war when he opened up a small car and motorcycle repair shop. Lamborghini had an ingenious thought to utilize the surplus military equipment and convert them into tractors to support the growing post-World War II Italian agriculture industry. This provided the company with the necessary boost to expand the business into selling oil-burning heaters and air conditioning equipment. Lamborghini's passion has always been for cars. As a successful entrepreneur, Lamborghini purchased a number of sports cars, one of them naturally being a Ferrari GT. And at some point, Lamborghini became frustrated with his Ferrari's performance and went to speak with Enzo Ferrari himself. Ferrari was very forward to his response to Lamborghini's complaint by stating, "The problem is not with the car, but with the driver." As you can imagine, Lamborghini, as a wealthy mechanical expert and car lover, not only felt insulted by Ferrari's words, but challenged. It was therefore Lamborghini's goal to create a superior car that would surpass the speed and performance of the Ferrari GT. And the rest, as we know, is history. Number 6. The origin of the Prancing Horse logo. Though the familiar Prancing Horse logo is a symbol of luxury and speed today, its origin story was certainly no calculated play of marketed ingenuity. We've discussed Enzo's involvement in World War I. One of the Italian Air Force's most prodigious pilots, Francisco Baracca, was shot down at the age of 30. In 1923, Ferrari met with Baracca's mother, who implored Enzo to utilize her son's symbol of the black prancing horse on his cars for good luck. As it turns out, honoring the flying ace has served the Ferrari brand well throughout its many years of excellency. Number 7. The most expensive brochure? We've talked about the value of that renowned Prancing Horse logo, but it will still shock you what some collectors will pay for any part of the Ferrari story. Making further auction history, a 1960s Ferrari 250 Le Mans brochure sold for £1,070 in 1985. Furthering the legend of the Ferrari 250, and perhaps paving the way for the record-breaking auctions made on the 250 GTOs of that era. Number 8. Ferrari has never offered a two-seat car in all-wheel/four-wheel drive. In true pioneering fashion, Ferrari has never produced a two-seat car with all-wheel or four-wheel drive. In order to ensure a safe driving experience, Ferrari developed a proprietary traction control system that keeps its two-seater cars safe and speedy, while other manufacturers like Lamborghini, Porsche, and etc. resort to all-wheel drive technology. Ferrari is extremely confident, staying true to its own racing roots, that it has only utilized all-wheel drive in its four-seater Ferrari FF and GTC/Ford Lusso. It likely will never produce an SUV or even a four-door sedan for that matter, leaving this multifaceted focus to its more cooperative competitors. Number 9. Ferrari is the only automotive manufacturer to own their own dedicated racetrack for testing. The Pista di Fiorano, most commonly referred to as the Fiorano, is a Ferrari-owned proprietary racetrack used solely to test certain aspects of its post-production vehicles. What else would you expect from a car company born of legendary race prowess? So rather than resorting to heading to the Nürburgring Nordschleife circuit in Germany to test their machines like other manufacturers, Ferrari can ensure that all of its vehicles pass its own unique performance standards. The 1.86-mile track was developed with specific elements that could test the vehicle's braking, chassis, road handling, and much more. Whether a Ferrari is set to hit the speedway or the highway, it's certain to pass the test of even the most ambitious of handlers. Number 10. Ferrari merchandise is a big business. There's no denying that Ferrari is one of the most known brands around the globe. And if I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. The Ferrari logo will forever be linked with the wealth and prestige. Even for those who don't have millions of dollars to spend at an auction, Ferrari merchandise will still generate about $1.5 billion in global sales from retail outlets around the world. Manufactured at their 30 worldwide offices, Ferrari produces clothing, shoes, cell phone covers, watches, sunglasses, and scale models of their famous cars, all emblazoned with their signature logo. The logo adds an appeal to these products that warrants a hefty price tag. Merchandise such as glasses can cost over $200, while a model the highly sought-after Ferrari F14T at a 1/8 scale can run outwards to $5,400. When you put it all together, it starts to really illustrate how influential Ferrari is on a global scale for its high-performance cars and much, much more. Number 11. There's a Ferrari theme park in Abu Dhabi. How beloved is Ferrari globally? So much so that in Abu Dhabi, where the oil-rich wealthy class worships Ferrari's luxury automobiles, there is a Ferrari theme park, Ferrari World, that opened its doors in 2010. Revered for being the largest indoor theme park in the world, Ferrari fans can experience the rush of the world's fastest roller coaster, set to hit speeds of nearly 150 miles per hour, as well as 3 equally thrilling roller coasters. And for visitors over the age of 21, you now have the chance to drive a Ferrari California along the streets of Yas Island. Sure to excite even the most mild of car enthusiasts, Ferrari World offers an unforgettable and unrivaled theme park experience.
Bye.